Hello everyone, and welcome to the Brickformula review of LEGO Set 7961, Darth Maul's Sith Infiltrator. It has 479 pieces for ages 8 to 14, and it's from the Star Wars series, and this set retails for $69.99. And before I continue, I would like to give a shout out to Wayne Welly and Digital Disc Drive. They are the subscribers who had requested that I review this set, so everyone check out their channels. And moving forward, here in the front we see the Infiltrator, and it looks like we have even teams. We got Qui-Gon versus Darth Maul, and these two are up against two probes, so it's pretty nice, even though that doesn't happen in the movie. And here on the side we have the minifigures, more on that later. And here in the back we can see that Padme and Captain Panaka put the probes right back in their place. And we also see some playable features here, and I'll talk about this set in more detail coming up. Here are the minifigures, and first up is Qui-Gon Jinn, who is new and exclusive to the set. We haven't seen him since 2007 in the Republic Cruiser set, but we haven't seen him with this hairpiece since 2002. Okay, and here is the old one. So he has a brand new torso, a new face, same hairstyle, and it looks like his lightsaber is a little greener too, which is really cool. And this one has back printing, which is really nice, and there it is. Okay, so it's good to see him again. Next is Padme, and we haven't seen her since 1999, and there we go. A new torso, a new face, same hairstyle, although it looks like it's in a different shade of brown. And this new one has back printing as well, and she's the only minifigure here with an alternate face, where she's pretty serious. And over here is the expression that she has when she sees Anakin. Okay, very happy, which is good. And next we have Captain Panaka, and we've never seen him before, and it looks like they did a really good job there. Okay, there's his face, and some pretty good printing over there, and some details on the back. And his hat is a really special piece. Check it out. They did a really good job on the details on this one. Okay, and there we go. And finally, we have Darth Maul, who is also new and exclusive because he's got a brand new torso and a new face. And here's the old one. Okay, there we go. And honestly, I like the old one better because it just looks better. This new one looks like he OD'd on caffeine pills. All we need now are his eyes to twitch, and then we'll know for sure. And he has that headpiece just like Savage Opress, and just like that one, the printing seems to be just a little bit off on the sides there. However, you can take this headpiece here and you can put it on the old one, and it actually looks pretty good. Okay, so there we go. And it doesn't seem to be as off as the new one. So not bad at all. Looks pretty good. Okay, and there you have it. Now to take a look at the ship. Here's the Sith Infiltrator, and as you can see, it looks pretty good in design. Okay, it's not too bad, although there are some problems with it, which I will address later. For now, let's just take a look at it. Here it is from the top. Okay, and here is the side. Here's the bottom, and as you can see, it's largely unfinished, but it's not too bad. Okay, you don't really look at it that much. And down here we have some landing gear, which can fold up like that, which is pretty cool, and that's what it looks like from the side now. Okay, so that's a really nice feature. I think this is a pretty good idea for landing gear. Okay, and we'll also have these two parts here which will hold the back. Okay, and that's what it looks like from behind. Okay, you get some stickers to put over here, which is where the engines are. Alright, and here is the front, which is a little hard to see. Okay, and there we go. Not too bad. And then you see on the side here we have some flick missiles. Okay, and there they go. And now to take a look at the inside over here. Taking a look inside, you can see that this is where we store the speeder and the two probes. Okay, and the speeder fits in just nicely. Okay, you just put it right over there where the two cones go in there. Okay, and this part will hold the cylinder piece right here. Alright, so we'll just take that out, and it's just like the 2007 version where you have to attach Darth Maul to the handlebars there because he's not going to sit over here. And overall I find it pretty awkward to put him in there, so the best way to do it is to make sure the handlebars are up like this, and just pull this off because it'll come off anyway. Okay, at least 8 out of 10 chances it will. Okay, and just attach them like that, and just make sure the cape is in there, and there you go. Okay, and just push them down a little. So not too bad. Alright, pretty easy. And to take them out, it's easier to do it that way too, because you will find yourself knocking off some of the parts here, because this is pretty poorly built if you ask me. And there we go. Okay, now to put it back into the ship, just make sure you push down the handlebars a little bit. This way it doesn't get caught over here. And there we go. okay, because you want to make sure that the handlebars go into that hole there. I'll show you a closer look. Okay, there we go. And then finally over here we have the two probes, and if you look closely, you have a switch here that you can release, and that'll bring the probes down. Okay, and you have one on the other side. Alright, and just to show you real quick, that's how that works. Alright, and there we go. Now you just want to make sure that the probes are not in this position, okay, and you don't want to put the antenna down first like that because it'll get stuck. And as you can see, I mastered the art of getting it stuck. Alright, so there we go. Just make sure the bottom part is on the bottom, and there you go. Alright, so that's how that works. And finally, when you want to close this up, it's not hard, okay, just close it, okay, but the problem is that it won't stay closed, okay, it's pretty loose. And that's really my main complaint about this set over here, because when you want to fly this thing around and you do a barrel roll, everything's going to fall out, okay, which is not too bad, okay, the bike wasn't very good anyway. Now you can ask your master for a new one, but still, okay, I think they should have fixed that anyway. This way you can fly this around without any problems. So I just want to point that out. And now we'll take a look at the back. Taking a look at the back here, it looks like an improvement from the other ones because it's pretty bulbous and there are more parts to it, okay? It can open up just like that, and so can this part right here, which is really cool. And if you look over here, we have a hole where you can stick Darth Maul's lightsabers in. That doesn't sound very good, but anyway, that's how you can do that, and you can just stick it back in there and it fits in just nicely, and then you can use this to cover it up, which is really cool too, okay? And if you take a closer look inside, alright, they have plenty of space in there. We also get stickers to put on the sides here, on those flat pieces. This way you have some more control panels there. And we have just enough space to put Darth Maul in there. Okay, and there we go. I'll just put him in there real quick. And it's not that awkward to put him in. What I don't like is that there's barely enough space for the cape. Okay, but I guess that's something you just have to work with. Alright, and he fits in just nicely. You can't have him standing, okay, he can only sit in there. Alright, so there we go. And just take a closer look. There's that hole again. Alright. Also in the back here, okay, these things can open up, of course. And that's what you can do for flight mode. Alright, and it's pretty sturdy. And you just close that back up when you land, because the bottom piece will get in the way when you're trying to land this thing on the ground. Alright, and there we have it. Now it's time for the recommendations. Overall, I'd say that this is an okay set. When you look at the playabilities, it's actually pretty good. We have 4 minifigures. We got Darth Maul and Qui-Gon, so you got your little duel going on over there. And as you saw earlier, the ship has a lot of playable features. Okay, the back can open up, and it's pretty detailed, and you put your lightsabers in there. And we have flick-fire missiles, retractable landing gear, and this part can open up to store your speeder and your probes. So not too bad. However, when it comes to the value, I'd have to say that's my biggest turnoff about this set. Okay, because this does not look like it's worth $70. If I'm going to pay $70 for a Sith Infiltrator, this thing should be close to perfect. That means the bottom should look a little bit more completed, and this part over here shouldn't be so loose, okay, because I should be able to fly this thing without having to worry about anything falling out. And the speeder should be better too, because that's really flimsy for $70. And we're missing a probe, okay, you're supposed to have 3 just to stay accurate with the movie. And when you look at the minifigures, it's not too bad, okay, they each can go for about $10 to $15 on eBay. And Darth Maul himself can be worth up to $20, so not too bad. But still, we only get 479 pieces, and that comes out to about 14.6 cents a piece, which is pretty bad. So in the end, I'd say it's safer to wait for this thing to go on a 30% discount, at least, okay? And only after that would it be a worthwhile set to get, especially since the previous one was only worth like $30. And if you have that one, then you can certainly wait, because this is not too much of an upgrade. It's just a little bit bigger. And that's it really, okay, because the other one's a lot more sturdier. And that's it, okay, that sums up my review. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.